What are you doing?
I'm making cookies. As you're going to be so helpful today, I thought I should make you one as a treat.
Just one?
Yeah, but look at them, they're huge. And you can choose whichever one you want.
Great.
Have a look. We've got that one at the back, that's a circular one, and that's got a diameter of 8 centimetres. And there we've got a rectangular one, and that's 8 by 12 centimetres. And here we've got an isosceles triangle, whose base is 12 centimetres and its height is 15. And this one, which I'm just finishing off, is a square, which is 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres.
Great, I'll have the biggest one, please.
I thought you might, but you just need to work out which one's got the biggest area.
Why is it never easy?
I tell you what, you go and help my friend tile her bathroom, and then you can choose when they're done. So which is the biggest cookie? Well, we can work it out because all the cookies are actually the same thickness. So it's going to be the one with the largest surface area that's going to be biggest. So let's start with the rectangle. And the area for a rectangle is its length times its width. So for our rectangular cookie, that's going to be 12 times 8, which gives us 96 square centimetres. Now we can actually use the same formula for the square, because that's a special type of rectangle. So let's have a look at the cookie. That's going to be 10 times by 10, which gives us 100 square centimetres. Now the triangle, that's going to be a little bit trickier. But what we can do is use the formula area equals half base times perpendicular height. Now what you've got to do here is be really careful and make sure that you use the perpendicular height. So that's the one that's at right angles to the base. So for our triangular cookie, that's going to be area equals half times 12 times 15, which gives us 90 square centimetres. And finally, let's have a look at the circular cookie. Now the area of a circle is found with the formula pi r squared, where r is the radius. So we need to do 4 squared 16 times pi, which gives us 50 square centimetres, approximately.
So the square cookie is 100 centimetres squared, and the rectangle one's 96, so the square one's bigger. I thought you wanted it tiled. There's tiles already there. Ah, my instructions. Get comfortable. There. My friend has lived in the house a long time and is getting rather bored of the current tiles, so she wants some new ones. Makes sense. There are some new ones in a bath. I want you to work out how much it'll cost to replace the tiles that are already there with the new ones. The first thing you need to do is to work out the area of the wall already covered with tiles. Good luck. Right, well, I can work out the area of one tile because I know how to work out the area of a rectangle. That's length times width. Then, I'll count the number of tiles on the walls and times the two figures together, and that'll tell me the total area already covered by tiles. Easy. Tape measure. So 20 by 25 is 500 centimetres squared. Now times that by the amount of tiles, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well, that is one way of estimating the area that we need to cover with the tiles, but it's not actually that accurate. A better way to find the area of the wall is to draw a diagram of the area that's going to be covered with all the relevant dimensions on, and then use your brain and do some maths.
Now the new tiles are a tiny 21.5 by 21.5 millimetres and cost 5p each. So to work out how many tiles we need, we first have to calculate the area of the walls.
So let's start with the easy ones, the ones that go around the bath. They're rectangles, and we know that the area of a rectangle is its length times its width. So for the smaller wall, that's 175 times 75, and that gives us 13,125. These are all in centimetres, and the answer, of course, is in centimetres squared. Now let's have a look at the larger wall. We can see that that's 175 times 165, and that gives us 28,875 square centimetres. Now we've got to handle the really tricky one that's behind the sink with all the windows in. We could break the wall up into smaller rectangles that fit together to make the whole wall, just like that. Or you could work out the area of the entire wall, including the windows, mirror, and where the bath should be. And then just take away the area of all the shaded rectangles because we won't be putting tiles there. Now it's this second method that I'm going to use. So let's work out the area of the entire wall, including the windows, mirror and where the bath should be. So that's 230 times 200, and that gives us 46,000 square centimetres, of course. And now let's work out the areas of the shaded parts. So we've got that top window there, and that's going to be 115 times 40, and that gives us 4,600. Now let's have a look at the side window. We've got 100 times 35, that gives us 3,500. The mirror is 60 times 50, which is 3,000. And the bit where the bath should go is 75 times 55, which is 4,125. So the area that we need to tile is 46,000 minus all the areas of the shaded bits. And that gives us 30,775. But we're not done. We now need to add together the areas of all three walls. And that gives us 72,775 square centimetres.
So, bearing in mind that some of the tiles have been cut into smaller ones, like that one there, there's approximately 128 tiles. So I know that the area of a tile is 500 centimetres squared, so all I need to do to work out the area covered by tiles is times 128 by 500, which equals 64,000 centimetres squared. Job done.
So what's the area then, Dave?
64,000 centimetres squared.
And although you've done quite a good estimation, it's not quite close enough to get a good price on the tiles. But it's all right, because I've worked out the area.
No, you haven't.
What do you mean?
Well, your friend's now decided she doesn't want a rectangular mirror, she wants a circular mirror. So that's obviously going to change the figures.
Yeah, it is. Have you got any idea what its diameter is?
I'll give it a measure and I'll send it through in a minute.
And here comes the diameter now. Oh, and we can see it's 50 centimetres. Now on the surface of it, this is quite a simple problem to solve. What we need to do is first take the area of the walls, we need to add back in the area of the existing mirror, and then we've got to take away the area of this new circular mirror. So let's work out the area of the mirror. It's a circle, of course, so the area is pi r squared. And the diameter is 50. So we need to half that to get the radius, so that's 25. So pi r squared comes to 1,960 square centimetres. Now, what we've got to do is take that figure away from our wall area without the mirror in, and that gives us 73,815 square centimetres.
Well, cheers for sending through those dimensions, Dave. The area we've now got to cover is about 7.4 square metres.
Okay.
But how are you doing with that cookie problem I set you?
Well, I know the square one's bigger than the rectangle one, but I've forgotten the formula to work out the area of a circle.
A circle, that's pi r squared.
Pi r squared, of course, and pi is 3.14?
Yeah, approximately.
Okay, right, well, I'll go work that one out. Oh, no, yeah, your friend's decided now. She doesn't want a square mirror or a circular mirror. She wants an arched mirror. Don't ask. I'll go and measure it and send you through dimensions in a minute.
Thank you.
So let's measure this mirror. So it's 30 across and 60 from top to bottom.
The question is, how do we work out the area of a shape like this? Well, for unusual shapes, just break them up into simpler shapes like squares, rectangles, triangles, circles, and even semicircles, shapes that we know how to work out the area for. So here, with the arch, we can break it up into a rectangle and a semicircle, work out the area of both parts, add them together. Simple. So the whole arch is 30 centimetres across and 50 centimetres tall. We know that the radius of a circle is half the diameter. So with the semicircle, that means that it's 15 centimetres tall. But to work out the height of the rectangle, let's just take the 50 centimetres, take away 15, and that gives us 35 centimetres. So now we can work out the area of the rectangle, which is 30 by 35, and that gives us 1,050. And with the semicircle, its area is pi times 15 squared divided by 2, which is approximately 353. So that means the total area is about 1,403 square centimetres.
Cool. There we go. Ah, text message. The total area of wall to be tiled is approximately 7.4 square metres. I suggest we round that up to 7.5 to be safe. So now you can work out how many tiles and how much it's going to cost. Well, I can do that. I just need to divide the area of the tiled walls, which is 7.5 metres squared, by the area of our new tiny little new tiles, which was 462.25 millimetres squared. And that'll tell me how many tiles I need. So how many square millimetres are in a square metre? Well, there's 1,000 millimetres in a metre, so 1,000 times by 1,000 equals... Oh, it's a million, isn't it? Because there's 6 noughts. There we are. Right, so a million. All I need to do now is times 7.5. I need a calculator. 7.5 times by 1 million equals... Whoa, right. Oh, yes, then divide that by the little tiles, which was 462.25 equals 16,225 little tiles. Well, almost. Then times that by 5 pence a tile. 0.05 equals... Whoa. Excuse me. It's going to cost you £811 just to tile your bathroom.
Oh dear, that's a lot of money. Can you work out how much it will cost to paint instead?
She wants me to paint it? She's got to be kidding.
I think I'll leave Dave to work out that problem. So what do you need to remember about finding areas of different shapes? Well, mostly the right formula. So let's have a look at them. The area of a square or rectangle is its length times its width. The area of a triangle is half base times perpendicular height. And the area of a circle is pi r squared.
Pi r squared. So the circular cookie is 8 centimetres across, so 8 squared equals 64, then times that by 3.14. That's a big cookie, over 200 centimetres squared. That's the one I'm having.
Don't do what Dave did when trying to work out the area of a circle, like the round cookie, and get confused between radius and diameter. The diameter of our circular cookie was 8 centimetres, so that meant the radius was 4. So using pi r squared, the area is approximately 50 square centimetres and not 200 as he made it out to be. So I guess he's going to be a bit disappointed.
Cookie. Oh, I thought it'd be bigger than that. Oh, it's got sultanas in it.